I'm Wayne Pollock. I'm a thought leadership ghostwriter serving big law and boutique law firm partners. I help these partners build their practices and their prominence one word at a time. Law firms need to understand that today there is a fair amount of would-be buyers of their services and would-be referral sources that are content-driven. They are making decisions where to purchase legal services and where to refer their legal business to based on content. And that amount is only going to increase as time goes by and as a younger generation comes in, a younger generation who was raised on content and now understands and now as a first step goes to a firm's content to determine whether they have the knowledge and wisdom to help that potential buyer or potential referral source with their legal or business issue or their client's legal or business issue. As more and more purchasers of legal services and people who can refer those purchasers rely on content marketing, rely on thought leadership marketing as a primary driver of their purchasing decisions or their referring decisions, law firms need to shift more resources toward the content they create, whether that is doubling down on current content that's working or trying to increase the new content they create to see if they can find a new content campaign that resonates with clients and referral sources. So here are 6 considerations that law firms should consider as they start shifting their resources to stay ahead of their competitors when it comes to content marketing and thought leadership marketing. First, law firms have to see what's working at their firm. They have to double down on content campaigns that seem to be working and cut loose or reduce the content that's not working. Some content might produce a fairly decent ROI based on it bringing in clients. Maybe that's a blog covering developments in a particular industry. But sometimes content can have indirect ROIs. Maybe there's a blog or a newsletter or a research study that does a fairly good job of getting publicity for the firm or getting its lawyers noticed by conference organizers and CLE providers and indirectly perhaps getting clients because the content is getting those attorneys on stage, and then once they're on stage, they're able to get new business or at least new leads. So look at what's working at your firm, what campaigns are working at your firm, and decide whether you want to double down on the good, reduce the bad. Second way to stay ahead of your competitors when it comes to your content marketing and thought leadership marketing efforts is to talk to your clients and your prospects and your referral sources. What kind of content do they want to see from law firms? Do they want to see written word, blogs, articles, etc.? Do they want podcasts? Do they want videos? What kinds of content do they prefer? And then you can build your campaign around them. Now, obviously, different people will have different preferences and different industries might have different preferences, but that's okay. Get to know the range of those preferences and get to know who might want what, and then build your campaign and your content creation process around those mediums and those groups of people. Third way to stay ahead of your competitors is to look at what they're doing. What are they doing when it comes to their content marketing and thought leadership marketing efforts? Are they doing blogs? Are they doing research? Are they just doing podcasts? Do they seem to have any structure or strategy at all? Now remember, we're probably talking about a practice group versus practice group. So we're going on a practice group basis. Just because a competitor might have a great podcast in its regulatory practice, if you're a white collar criminal attorney, that almost doesn't matter. It just matters about what your competitors are doing. So look at what your other competitors are doing in terms of the practice groups and see if you can take some lessons learned from them. Do they have an idea that either they're poorly executing, or do you see an opportunity? For example, no one of your competitors is doing research. Maybe you should be researching issues relevant to your target audience and then create a campaign, a content campaign around that research. Fourth way to stay one step ahead of your competitors is to look at the legal industry overall, both with respect to your practice group, but other practice groups. Are there big firms, bigger than yours? They're doing interesting things that you might be able to scale down into a campaign that works well for you and your firm. Likewise, if you're a larger firm, can you look at what small firms are doing and figure out a way to avoid the bureaucracy, but still create a content campaign similar or inspired by what that firm is doing? Again, research, articles, podcasts, videos. We're talking about mediums. We're talking about the focus of the mediums. Are we interviewing referral sources? Are we interviewing industry thought leaders? Are we interviewing regulators? Who are we talking to? How can we create a campaign around some aspect that maybe some other firm is doing in a different market and a different practice group, but you can take those lessons learned. You can take what they're doing and apply it to your firm, to your practice group, give it your own spin, and create a wholly new campaign for your content marketing or your thought leadership marketing. On a related note, stay abreast of content trends outside of the legal industry. What are popular companies doing? What are popular direct-to-consumer companies doing? What are fitness companies doing? Makeup companies, travel companies? Obviously, not all the tactics are going to be a fit based on the substance, based on ethics rules, but you might get inspiration from what certain other content trends are out there, and you can pull them in. You can take lessons, you can take trends, you could take what's working from outside the legal industry and apply that to your content marketing and thought leadership marketing efforts. On a related note, when I say trends, I also talking about the style of the content. Is long form video working? Is short form video working? How are blogs doing these days? What kinds of podcast formats are working? Look at both the substance, but also the structure of content trends across the world outside of the legal industry, and you'll get a sense of perhaps an area where you might be able to take your content marketing and thought leadership marketing efforts. Finally, a sixth way to stay one step ahead of your competitors when it comes to content marketing and thought leadership marketing is to stay abreast of developments in technology. Every week, every month, every quarter, there is new technology out there that could make content marketing and thought leadership marketing faster, cheaper. It can create a higher quality at the same cost. Think about ways that you could leverage technology, whether it is hardware, such as lighting and microphones, or software, editing technology, that you could use to make your content better, make it look like it's produced by an entity with a much larger budget and a much larger team than your firm might have. These days, it's easier than before to create content that looks like it is high quality without having to spend the same kinds of money and time you would have had to spend just a year or two ago to create similarly high quality content. Today, the purchasers of legal services and the people who can refer those purchasers to you are increasingly making their decisions about who to buy or who to refer to based on thought leadership marketing and content marketing. Those two areas of marketing and business development are only going to increase in importance as time goes on. You've got to stay ahead of your competitors. You've got to always be thinking about what's next when it comes to your content marketing and thought leadership marketing efforts. These 6 ways will help you stay one step ahead and allow you to create more of a gulf between you and your competitors, which will hopefully allow you to increase your market share and keep them at bay. If you're interested in learning more about how to create the kind of content that could help you win more clients and referral sources, check out lawfirmeditorialservice.com. We have plenty of videos, blog posts, and podcast episodes that can help you do just that.